in front of me is a really popular graph of y equals 1 over x. And today we are going to evaluate what is the limit of f of x as approaches 0 equals. All right, pause the video and see if you can figure it out. All right, so there are really, this case is just really a different one. All right, we have seen some cases in which the limit was unbounded and limit was approaching some value. But in this case, things are a little different. So when we see the right-hand side, all right, the graph is just split in two parts right here. This is the right-hand side, and this is the left-hand side of the graph. All right, so let's consider right-hand side first. As we get closer and closer to 0, this is 0 right here, and these x values are just getting closer and closer to 0. As we getting closer and closer to 0, the graph, the smooth curve is just getting bigger and bigger. And it won't touch 0 at any point ever. All right? So this limit right here is unbounded and seems to reach positive infinity. All right? But the things on left are a little different. All right? As we get closer and closer to 0 at this point, right over here, we see that this graph right here is just approaching negative infinity. The f of x value just keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller, but it won't ever cross this point 0 or y-axis ever. All right, so this value seems to approach negative infinity. The right-hand side and the left-hand side are just approaching two different directions. All right, as we approach from right, it's approaching positive infinity. As we approach from left, it's approaching negative infinity. So this limit does not exist. All right, in these cases, the limits are just approaching two different values from both sides. So these does not exist. But in some cases, in future videos, we will see that some of these limits do exist if they are approaching two different values from both sides.